your entertainment. I want to get out of this. I want to press stop on this carousel. And I'm hoping that Micah Parsons sees it through, but ultimately I think he's just going to get a big fat check from Jerry Jones, and we're going to be talking about another star in Dallas. Can you tell that I have reached my limit with the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones and the contract negotiations and Micah Parsons and all of it, you guys? Freddie Coleman, Victoria Arlen, I'm Michelle Smallman. It's Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. And you guys may have seen, we posted it on social media yesterday, my rant, if you will, my breaking point when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. I am so sick of this, you guys. I am so sick of this. Jerry Jones goes about these contract negotiations with his stars in such a backwards way. It ends up costing him millions of dollars more every time we go about this, where he waits and waits and waits, and we talk about it and we talk about it. We dissect it from every angle. And then right when the clock is about to strike midnight, he strikes a deal, and we see a Dak Prescott or a CeeDee Lamb, and Cowboys fans are hoping a Micah Parsons get their bag. This is what happens. All of this charade for nothing. And what does it result in? Not winning. It doesn't result in winning. And I just cannot believe we give this much airtime to an organization that hasn't even been to the conference championship round in almost 30 years. But guess what we're going to do? We're going to give him more airtime, because Jerry Jones spoke yesterday about this deal with Micah Parsons specifically and how he goes about getting these deals done.
I bought the Dallas Cowboys with a handshake. Took about 30 seconds, and I gave the number, shook hands. The details we worked out later. As a matter of fact, one of the details involved a lot of money, and we had to flip a coin over that. But the fundamental, I'm buying, and you're going to sell it to me for that range, that's done. And those are done with eye contact and handshake. Just so you understand why the way that I communicate with people that I negotiate with. So there is no question that in the case of a player contract, you have to have it in writing. All parties do. We have a contract in writing, yet we're still talking about renegotiating it. So much for that.
Okay. A lot to unpack here. So part of the issue when it comes to Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones and these contract negotiations is that Jerry and Stephen Jones, that brass, met with Micah Parsons, and they thought that they had the construct of a deal done. And then Micah Parsons obviously wants to rope in his agent, David Mulligetta. Things go from there. Jerry Jones does not like how things approach. They do not have a deal. He's saying, this is how I do business. When I bought the Dallas Cowboys back in 1989, it was a look in the eye, a handshake deal. We worked out the negotiations later. And guys, I cannot understand why he would be hearkening back to 1989 in the way that he did business and apply it to 2025 and today's modern business model and today's modern athlete. In 1989, after you did that handshake deal, did you go put on your Walkman?
Like, we didn't even have CD players.
And listen to, you know, some Tears for Fears or something?
Or
like, I don't even know what we're doing.
Well, number one, leave Tears for Fears out of this. Don't drag them.
Great
leave
band,
them out
Tears
of
for
this.
Fears.
Yeah.
But my whole point is, a player of the caliber of Micah Parsons is going to have representation. He has someone in his employ that he pays to handle this because it's such a big deal and his livelihood is on the line. Jerry Jones, I'm sure, dealt with many agents in negotiations leading up to this Micah Parsons deal. So why he would think that just having a verbal framework of what this was going to look like from a compensation standpoint would be enough, I can't understand it, Freddie, for the life of me.
Well, as a Dallas Cowboys fan as I am, the easy situation, or solution, I should say, to Jerry Jones and not want to hear from him, stop putting microphones in front of his face.
Yeah.
We bring this on ourselves. Period. End of story. Whether it's locally in Dallas or nationally with ESPN and other networks, because Jerry Jones is going to be good copy. Jerry Jones is going to be good fodder. When you speak gibberish like that, you know what that is? That's catnip to a lot of people, because that's what that was, is gibberish with Jerry Jones. It's like he went back and watched Gone with the Wind too many times. Said, frankly, NFL, I don't give a damn. I'm going to do things my way. That's what this is. But when you have that power as an old foddering man that he is, and you keep putting microphones in front of his face, you shouldn't be having an unexpected reaction when he's going to say the same thing over and over again, when it's all about the value of Jerry Jones more than anybody else.
And also, too, agents are in place, whether you're in sports or in entertainment, to protect said talent, okay? They're there to be the middleman to make sure that the talent, that the athlete is protected and looked out for so that a GM, an owner, does not screw over a talent, does not basically pull a fast one on them. And if we remember what Micah Parsons put out on social media is that he was simply having a conversation with Jerry Jones about leadership, to which Jerry spun it around about some type of contract renegotiation, to which Micah was like, I would really like to have my agent present for this. I'd really like to have my representation. I'll bring my representation in about this, to which crickets happened. So Jerry Jones is trying to spin a whole conversation about this. It's now just these like Jedi mind tricks over here that are not okay. And it's this whole it feels like it's like the definition of insanity over here. It's over and over and over again. We've seen this again. We saw it with CeeDee Lamb. We saw it with Dak Prescott. It came down to literally the first game he was walking into the stadium. Oh, a deal's been done. Whoop-de-doo. Look how well that worked out. It's just disrespectful, because at the end of the day, players have agents that look out for them. Now, agents have gotten bad raps. I get it. But agents at the end of the day are looking out for players because, look, a football player is not, or any professional athlete does not play for the rest of their life. They have to set themselves up for life, to take care of their families, to take care of their health, set them up so that when they're done playing, they can go live a life. So the fact of the matter that Jerry was trying to go around the agent is disrespectful. It's a breach of contract, and it's just unprofessional. So it just shows you the shady, snaky situation that's going on, but it's also just disrespectful to a player who's been more than respectful and done more than what he's done more than prove himself that he deserves that respect.
Well, Jerry Jones said there's a contract being signed. I haven't heard that from Micah Parsons.
No, not at all.
I've yet to hear that Micah Parsons' representative said, yeah, there's a contract signed. We got to work out details.
They've heard nothing. They've heard nothing. Zero.
Okay, we're up against it quickly. Will Micah Parsons be playing September 4th, season opener, Philadelphia Eagles? Freddie, yes or no?
No. He won't
Victoria,
be there.
yes or no?
Won't be there.
I say he'll be there. I think he's going to sign this contract. I think he's going to be a member.
Cowboys Nation, hold everything you're doing right now. You're going to want to hear this. There's serious trade buzz coming out of Miami, and it's about none other than Tyreek Hill. Yeah, the Tyreek Hill. And guess what? While the media's focused on the Chargers, sources say there's another team quietly emerging as the real threat to land him. And yep, you guessed it, it's the Dallas Cowboys. If this happens, we're talking about the scariest wide receiver trio in the NFL. Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens. But is this even possible with our cap? And would it be worth the price? Let's break this down, because folks, this is huge. So here's the deal. Tyreek Hill, who's still one of the most electric playmakers in football, is on the trade block. The Dolphins are feeling the heat from the salary cap. We're talking over $90 million in obligations tied to Hill, and a potential $20+ million in cap savings if they trade him instead of cutting him. He's 31, still explosive, and just last season put up 1,653 yards and 11 touchdowns. That's not just good, that's top 3 in the league. According to scouts, even if Hill has lost half a step, he's still faster than nearly everyone on the field. And that's not just talk. He averaged 15.5 yards per catch last season. When you add that kind of threat to an offense like ours, you turn this thing from dangerous to downright lethal. Now you're probably wondering, why would Dallas do this? Well, let me tell you, this is exactly the kind of aggressive go-win-now move Jerry Jones has flirted with for years. We've already got CeeDee Lamb, who just had a career-high 1,749 yards and is arguably a top 3 WR right now. Add George Pickens to the mix, young, hungry, and already showing flashes of brilliance. And then you throw Tyreek Hill into that trio? It's game over for opposing defenses. You'd force teams to pick their poison, double Lamb and leave Hill single covered, or focus on Hill and let CeeDee eat. And Pickens, he becomes the ultimate X factor. Oh, and let's not forget our tight ends and Pollard in the backfield. This move would create matchup nightmares across the board. But Victor, what about the cap? Hey, if there's one thing we've learned, it's that where there's a will, there's a restructure. Jerry has pushed big deals before. Restructure Dak, maybe move some money from Zach Martin, push a few bonuses down the line. It's not easy, but it's doable. Now let's be real, Miami's not giving Hill away for free. They'll want picks, probably a first and a third, maybe more if there's a bidding war. But ask yourself, Cowboys Nation, what's a late first round pick worth if you're bringing in a proven game changer like Hill who puts you over the top and into the Super Bowl picture? I mean, think about it. We've built through the draft for years. We've developed talent. We've been patient, but we haven't gotten back to the NFC Championship since the 90s. Now is the time to go get it. You add Tyreek Hill to this team, and suddenly you're looking at an offense that can rival the 49ers, the Eagles, even the Chiefs. You want to keep up with Detroit, Philly, San Francisco? This is how you do it. Look, as a fan, I've seen this team come so close too many times, and I get it. Sometimes patience pays off, but sometimes you gotta be bold. You gotta send a message to the league, to your locker room, and to the fans that you're all in. Tyreek Hill is the kind of player who changes the energy of your entire franchise. You get him in the building, you scare the life out of defensive coordinators, and you give Dak Prescott the best shot he's ever had at getting us to the Super Bowl. So what do y'all think, Cowboys Nation? Should Jerry and Steven pick up the phone and go get Tyreek Hill? Would you give up a first-round pick for him? Do we become Super Bowl favorites with Hill, Lamb, and Pickens? Let me know in the comments right now. I'm reading every single one. Smash that like button if you believe this move could take us over the top. Hit subscribe so you don't miss any breaking news, and share this with every true Cowboys fan you know. This is Victor from Dallas Cowboys Today. And if Tyreek Hill lands in Big D, you better believe we're going all the way. Let's go, Cowboys Nation.